Here with men's hockey coach Bill Moore. Coach, a good weekend for you guys last weekend in your non-conference games against Superior and Stevens Point. I'm sure that you'd love to have that one bounce that would have gotten you 2 wins, but a split against 2 very good WIAC teams. Feeling pretty good about the weekend?
Absolutely. I think the only thing that was a little disappointing was a slow start in the first period against Superior. But again, they overcame it and played really hard and dominated the third period, and one going away 5-2. That was nice, and it was fun to win up there. The game at Stevens Point was probably one of the most fun games I've ever been a part of. It was up and down the ice. Game was such a high tempo. It was fun to play, and I think they outshot us by a few, but it was mostly because they had 3 more power play opportunities than we did. But it was a fun game to play.
You look at the weekend, probably from your standpoint, one of the most positive things is you spread the offense out. We had talked before that you'd had one line that's really producing all of your offense, and then on Friday nights you get 5 different people that score. Bob Marks has got a goal in both games. Mm-hmm. Martin Gruss has got 2 assists in one and a goal in another. Important to start spreading that offense out.
Absolutely, and it was kind of funny because when we were playing at Superior, the linesman was getting kind of mad that we kept taking pucks from him, but it was guys' first goal in their career, and he finally came over and I said, hey, when you have 15 freshmen on your team, you're going to have a lot of first goals. And he's like, oh, I guess so. But it was, even the linesman mentioned about finally getting some different guys scoring.
And how important is it? We talk a lot about how young you are. Talk a little bit about the importance of your leaders, your upperclassmen. You look at Bob and Jed McGlasson and Michael Walter, even though he's hurt, I know he's a presence in the locker room. Those 3 really need to kind of set the standard or set the bar for these young guys to learn.
And they've done an absolutely phenomenal job of that. I couldn't ask for 3 better leaders. Mike is going to be back this week. He's got clearance to play, so it's good to have him back in the lineup. But they have been good mentors for the new guys. They've set the expectations high. I can't say enough, not only about those 3 being our captains, but also the Jonathan Elliots, the Dylan Docks, the Joey Van Antwerps, all of our returning players really being great leaders. Christian Gaffey, we've talked a lot about Phil, but Christian's been a tremendous leader in the locker room and having a great attitude, even though he isn't playing a lot right now. So all of my upperclassmen have been tremendous in leading the freshmen.
It's got to be kind of hard, and I do feel for Christian, but how do you take Phil out of the lineup? Phil Heinley played both games against Superior. Stevens Point was amazingly strong. MIAC Athlete of the Week for his 72 saves on the weekend. Nice to be pretty solid between the pipes.
Absolutely, and I had to apologize to Gaff because we originally went into the weekend expecting to let him each play 1, being that it was non-conference and things like that. And Phil played so well up at Superior during that first period when we didn't play very well ourselves that I couldn't take him out, and now this weekend, obviously, we're going to have to start go with Phil again, and he's playing really, really well. So
let's talk about the weekend. You're back in conference play. Your conference schedule doesn't exactly start out very easy. You've got the 8th-ranked St. Thomas in your first 2 games. Now you head up to St. John's, and you're playing the 15th-ranked team in the country in the Johnnies. It's a tough start for you guys.
It is, and it's okay. I don't mind it. I wish they were home games instead of always traveling. Having 8 of the first 9 on the road has been a little bit tough. But the good news is that if we come out of this and get better every day and take some points every weekend, we're going to put ourselves right in the middle of the mix for the playoff second semester when we get to catch up on some of those home games. So coming into the last 5, they're going to be 5 at home of our last 6. So we're very excited about that. So we'll put up with it right now. And again, you got to play them sometime, so you might as well play them while you're playing well. And we're very excited to try to take points this weekend.
An interesting schedule for you guys. You've got St. John's this weekend, then you're off next weekend for the Thanksgiving holiday, then you go to Aurora for a couple of non-conference games, and then you're off for the Christmas break. Is it tough as a coach? Is it tough as a player, this stretch between Thanksgiving and Christmas?
It's going to be really tough because the guys are going to have to do their best to stay in shape on their own because we're not allowed to practice or play during final exams. And that week after Aurora starts our final exams, then they go home for Christmas break. We come back on the 1st, and we've got a game already on the 4th. So it's really going to be, the onus is going to be on them to stay in shape and make sure that they're ready to come back and play hard, because then it's weekend after weekend after weekend, and you need to be at your best when it comes to those conference games.
And the conference season is back in action this weekend. You head up to St. Cloud for 2 games against St. John's. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much.